We booked a 6-day cruise from LA to Mexico, but turns out the cruise fee was only 30% of my total spending for this vacation. Wait, how did that happen? We've arrived in LA, woohoo! So for this trip, I'm coming with my boyfriend's family. So we have a total of about 10 people. We're stopping by LA for a couple days and then going on a cruise to Mexico. In fact, our flight got delayed a little bit, so everyone else is waiting for us right now. Since I work at Amazon, we were able to get car rentals at a discounted rate, and then we're gonna split it all together. This is the car. I think it's a Honda Odyssey. Hi everyone! I finally checked into the hotel. My mind is not really working right now because my sinus pressure has been really weird lately. Because I'm still recovering from a cold, I wanted to give you guys a tour of how this hotel is. It doesn't really have any natural light, but I think that's for the best because it's really hot in LA right now. My boyfriend booked this hotel for me, so I have no idea how much this is. Anyway, it's already been 4 p.m. It took us 45 minutes to drive from the airport to Koreatown. LA traffic sucks. We're gonna head to our first official stop in LA, which is grabbing lunch at 4 p.m. Sunburn is one of my favorite restaurants when I visit LA, and luckily I finally have enough people to share it with me. This meal would have been $30, but Kevin's friend was so generous that he treated us. Bro, I had to dash out of Sunburn because I made an appointment to do my lashes here in LA. I had the Uber here, and the Uber is about $4. Guys, I just finished doing my lashes. I think I took an L because I accidentally told the lash lady the wrong curl. Now it looks a little bit too much on me, but I'll most likely be doing makeup for the rest of the day, so it's gonna look a little bit more natural than it is right now. For the lash, it's usually $100, but because I am a new client, I got a $10 off discount. I actually felt pretty bad because I'm still recovering from the cold, if you can't hear already, and I was like coughing a lot, and I also had to go to the restroom in the middle, but I couldn't really open my eyes because we're in the middle of doing lashes, and it was pretty funny. And I'm gonna get picked up by my boyfriend, so we're not gonna spend any money on that. After getting picked up though, I quickly started to feel sick again, and we had to go on a last minute CVS run to buy me some water and some medicine. Oh, by the way, my Uber driver has like the most LA job title ever. Do you know what he is? He works as like a financial manager for global bands under Live Nation, so he has to travel a lot to manage the finances for bands. Sounds pretty cool, even though I haven't heard of any of the bands that he brought up. I have to cancel all of my plans that night and go to bed early because all of a sudden I became super sick. Good morning, everyone. The time is actually already 12:22. I didn't really get a chance to check in with you because I've been sick last night, like actually sick. I was on the verge of having a fever last night. I'm feeling much better now though, so thank you for asking. In fact, I've been sick for about a week now. Throughout the week, I was just trying to get recovered, and by yesterday, I thought I was already in the recovery phase, but for some reason, when I was at the lash appointment, I actually started feeling so bad, and after the lash appointment, I could like barely hold it, and I was in bed ever since then. On top of that, work has been really stressful in this past week because there's like a project that I'm supposed to launch, but everyone seems to be caring so much about this project, and they've been pushing me so hard on delivering this project even earlier than the time that I promised. But at the same time, I don't have any PTO left, so even though I started feeling sick, I kind of just like pulled my ass to work every single day because I took 6 days of PTO for this trip, and I'm taking another 2 weeks of PTO really soon, so I don't really have any PTO to take for actual sickness. I was hoping that if I go to the office, someone would be a germaphobe and ask me to go home, and no one did, so I kind of just like had to pull through the whole week, wrapping up a majority of the project, and that's when I finally felt a lot less stressed. But as a byproduct of that, every single night in the past week, I couldn't really sleep well because I would just like be going to bed, and then like work stuff would be spiraling over my mind while I was sleeping, and I naturally just wake up at 6 every single day, even though I've only slept for 6 hours on top of being sick. Yesterday when we landed, it was like the first day that I don't have to think about work for a while, so I was really happy, but then I started coughing a lot, so I like coughed myself out of sleep like literally every single hour. So I was sleeping in 1 hour chunks until now. You might be asking, where is everyone else? Well, everyone else is at Universal's because I was supposed to go as well, but ever since last night, I was like strongly feeling that I would not be able to make it to Universal. I mean, I feel like I don't have a fever anymore, but the thought of just like going out and about for 8 hours without the possibility
ready to come back to the hotel. Sounds like something that I don't want to sign up for. So it is pretty funny how the table turns, because back in November, it was my boyfriend who got a fever, and he was the one who was in the hotel in Morocco for the whole day while I was out and about. But right now, I'm the one who's sick. I know I told my boyfriend that I'm gonna be staying at the hotel for the majority of the time, but I actually feel really restless right now, so I'm gonna get ready and I'll take you on a walk to get bubble tea with me. Is it the best thing for feeling sick? Definitely not. But am I gonna get it regardless? Absolutely. I used to live in LA for 8 years, so when I go into those boba shops and hear Keshi songs again, it's truly nostalgic.
Meanwhile,
it's already 9 p.m. I haven't checked in with you all day because I've been editing, and then I started feeling bad, so I started sleeping again. So it was like editing, sleeping, editing all the way until now, and I want to grab dinner. I'm craving for something a little bit more hearty, soupy, like sundubu or like other Korean hot soup. Since we're in Koreatown, so why not just like eat Korean every day? We've been having fire drills the whole day, so it's like really loud. But good morning, guys. Today is Monday and it's finally cruise day. I'm feeling a lot better today as I was finally able to sleep for 8 hours last night. But I did wake up at 7 trying to get my edit out, and that was finally posted, and I'm pretty happy. We're gonna head to the cruise. So here's how the cruise logistics works. We dropped off everyone else at the cruise terminal and then drove to Long Beach to get gas and returned the car to Avis. Guys, gas nowadays is expensive. I don't know if you can see, but it's $5.59. I think the war from Iran is actually hitting California pretty bad. I feel so good because it's so sunny and the streets are like so clean. I used to live in Orange County, so it feels so nostalgic. But do I miss going back to Orange County? Hell no. But I still really enjoy coming to LA occasionally for travel because it is nice to have sun after living in Seattle, but I don't like having the sun in my face all day, every day. That's the ship, and it's huge. When I boarded the ship, I was definitely surprised by how opulent everything looked. It's almost like they built a Vegas on a boat, but even cleaner. Let's do a room tour over here. This is our room. We have a balcony room. Let's check out the balcony first. This is our balcony. Honestly, it's pretty big for a cruise ship. As you can see over here, this door connects to Kevin's cousin actually, because we have like connected rooms. There's like a TV over here, and we have a little bit of like a living room over here with a closet over here and more closet space over here. You already put your jacket in. And I assume it's gonna be the bathroom. I didn't check it out yet. Okay, the bathroom is a little bit smaller than I expect, but honestly, overall, I think this place is super spacious for a cruise ship. It's my first cruise, but in the past, I've only been on a boat and I only have like a coffin-sized bunk to sleep in, so this is like a huge upgrade. Still, the size of the cruise ship really surprised me. It's one thing to see a cruise from my apartment in Seattle, but it's another giant one stepping in, and I've spent most of my first day just exploring. We're having our first meal on the cruise. However, at dinner, I'm a bit shocked that everything we're eating is included in the cost of the room, which I'll reveal the number of in the end of this video. But cruising definitely still comes with a lot of phantom costs. The first hit on board is Wi-Fi. We had to spend $214 for the room. So I guess we'll find out what other phantom costs we'll incur in the rest of this trip. Good morning, guys. I'm currently in the balcony. I just woke up not that long ago and I was planning to film another reset video. It's gonna be like a spring reset video, so I was just doing some of the prep work as well as actually doing the reset. But now that my boyfriend and his friends have finished eating breakfast, I thought we were gonna go explore the cruise ship a little bit together. By the way, this is the view of the ocean and you can see our boat is moving. Kevin actually booked us a dinner called bonsai teppanyaki. I think it's a Japanese dish where they grill in front of you. And I'll show you the food once we get there.
Real talk, I thought this lunch experience was mostly performative as the food was a little bit too fatty, but the dessert is genuinely good. After lunch, we also ran to a bingo game. The entry is a bit expensive at $60, and of course,
I-22.
Hey guys, it's already 6 p.m. I spent the whole afternoon filming a video, but I had so much fun filming the video. Most of the things that I was interested in was all after dinner, so I don't think I missed out on much by doing YouTube, so I have no regrets. We're approaching dinner time, and today is elegant night, so this is my fit today. What is this called again? It's basically a leopard print dress, and I did my makeup. I'm wearing a cardigan because I didn't bring any fancy jacket, and I wanted to stay warm, so we'll just live with this.
At the time, I was slightly worried that I wasn't fully enjoying the cruise life by making YouTube videos, but going through the footages later, I saw a live musical, dance at a nightclub, lost money at bingo. Turns out, I didn't really miss anything.
Today we are officially landed at Cabo San Lucas, and I have to say it is a lot warmer. My boyfriend and I and another friend are potentially open to the idea of staying tonight at Cabo's instead of coming back to the ship, because there are some spots that I really wanted to visit that are a little bit further away. So I wanted to go to this region called San Jose del Cabo. I think it's more authentic part of the town that I really wanted to visit instead of staying in little theme parks designed for tourists all the time, but that would also mean that we might incur additional expenses. So I'll keep you updated. I'm not proud of my outfit right now, but it's for utility purpose.
We had to hop on a water taxi to get to shore.
So hot.
And the first thing that we did was to go on a whale watching excursion from the cruise for $130 per person. But before you call me out for spending too much money, there's actually a method to my madness, and I'll explain to you at the end.
The restrooms here cost $1 to get in. I already went once, but I need to go again, and we literally been walking 10 minutes.
But the price of Los Cabos is more expensive than I thought. In order to find a budget-friendly hotel to spend the night, we had to walk 20 plus minutes in sweltering heat.
Guys, this is our hotel for the night. It was a journey to communicate with the hotel front desk because my Spanish is just so broken, but we somehow was able to get the booking done. Yes.
We then went on a hunt for good local food.
I think it's about $3. These people are really nice, actually.
Then we Ubered to the restaurant The Office by the beach and enjoyed the sunset there. But then I made a rookie mistake. I slept straight from 7 p.m. to 8 a.m.
I slept 14 hours. After the beach, I came back and just slept right through now, which is about 8:30 a.m. already. And I didn't even remove my makeup, so I kind of just did my new makeup over my old makeup, which looks hideous, but we're just gonna live with it. I'm actually not feeling good at all right now because this morning, for some reason, my SD card got corrupted and I cannot film down my DJI. It got me really panicky because I cannot look at any of the other footages that I took for the past 4 days. And that is just very disastrous for a vlog, especially a travel vlog, because there's no way for me to recover those footages. We still have a jet ski and other activities planned for today, but I'm actually not really feeling like them because I just want to go back to my computer so that I can double check that I have access to the footages, and I feel really panicked. My boyfriend and his friend already checked out of the hotel. I don't want to have them waiting for too long, so I'm just gonna pack and go over while continue talking to ChatGPT to see what I can do potentially.
My best to carry on the day with positivity. We had another excursion booked. Again, I'll explain myself. But Kevin and I took turns driving one jet ski, so we split the cost. Honestly, being on water also helps because it's really hard to go spiral when you... Most of what we did in Cabo felt like a touristy bubble, which makes sense for a cruise, but a part of me didn't feel fully satisfied. I feel like I don't know what to tell my friends about Cabos because I barely got to meet her. And I guess that's just the reality of cruising.
Good morning, guys. I have a couple good news. First of all, I spent this whole morning just editing while chilling on the cruise ship. I did a decent amount of that, but second of all, I was also able to fix my SD card, so now I can continue recording on my DJI again. But right now, it's already 2 p.m. and I'm ready to head to a mini golf tournament with my boyfriend to see if we can maybe win prizes.
We were too late for mini golf, but we did spend some time to enjoy the ropes course on board. The super strong wind today is making it harder than it should be though.
I was so locked in on editing today. I think I'm basically done. I was already working on the thumbnail and ready to publish. I'm running a little bit late to dinner, but today is our last elegant night and I wanted to show you a quick fit check of my dress today. I thought this skirt is so cute, but I never had a chance to wear it out. So I'm pretty happy that I'm able to wear this for the elegant night.
Today is the last day of the cruise, and we arrived at our last port, Ensenada, Mexico. We booked another excursion, I promise it's the last time, for ziplining, which is $130 per person. Honestly, even with the inflated cruise price, this was cheaper and better than the one I did in Hawaii, which is just crazy expensive.
I'm trying to use Kevin's meta glasses to film for this last trip.
After ziplining, we had just enough time to explore the downtown area of Ensenada.
We are on our way to find the best taco in town.
Tacos.
Woohoo!
Time truly does fly. And right now we're on our last night here on the cruise. It's been a pretty fun time. I was able to make a lot of videos purely for the sake of fun, and I am pretty happy about the things that I did make.
Also, I wanted to update with you guys since I actually gambled today. I spent $50 and lost them all, and I didn't film that well because you cannot film at the casino, but it also serves as a reminder for my viewers out there that don't gamble. You're just gonna lose your money. But as you can see right now, I am starting to pack, even though I also really wanted to do some face mask. I'm not super sure if you can see, but the top of my nose and the top of my forehead has been pretty severely sunburned, and also my scalp is sunburned too. So for the past couple of days, I've been severely moisturizing my face, and yet I still feel like it's not enough. Today when I showered, a lot of the skin started peeling off, so I'm thinking about maybe doing a face mask while I do some of the final packing. Hey guys, look at how much my skin is peeling. But I've already left the cruise right now, and we have 2 more days here in LA. Right now we're near the Long Beach Seal Beach area, and we're on our way to go to Chaji. And I found one next to the port, but yeah, the next 2 days is gonna be a little bit more spending as we have to pay everything out of pocket again.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
It's gonna be 16
Sounds good.
Nasce uma flor, muitas vezes é da dor.
Back during the pandemic, I used to go to the beach every Friday to make myself feel better. And coming back to see the beaches in SoCal brings back so much old memories.
We just ran into an open house, and I think we're gonna go and take a look.
Even though we couldn't afford this beautiful beach house, it surprised me that this is actually cheaper than a comparable home in Bellevue, Washington, without the beach.
This is like the 3rd caffeinated drink of the day.
seu sorriso que encontrei a paz. Alguém que preciso pra não olhar mais pra trás.
No fried drink or shakes, you're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, B2382.
We spent $32 on 5.8 gallons of gas, and Kevin paid with my card.
So how much did I end up spending? Well, let's wrap up the video with a full budget breakdown. I intentionally left out a detail earlier, but the price of a balcony room for me and my boyfriend was $460 per person, and that number is all-inclusive for the cruise, including taxes and fees. But wait, remember all of the excursions that we booked? Well, now here's the thing. When I was booking the cruise, I was also partly convinced because my boyfriend Kevin is a returning cruiser, and because of that, he has some really nice packages and discounts. So for him, he got a discount where we got $800 of excursion credits, and that credit could be used for anything that doesn't come with the cruise already. So yeah, that is also the reason why we booked so many excursions. We spent $260 total for whale watching, the same price for ziplining, and then $180 total for jet ski. So essentially, we didn't have to pay anything extra for the 3 excursions as well as the dining experience. However, we did have to pay for Wi-Fi and anything else that we spent on board, such as bingo, arcade, gambling, and that is why I'm also open to the idea of doing excursions, because I know the prices of those are pretty inflated. But if I were to do it again, I would still consider jet ski as well as ziplining, because from my personal experience going to Miami and Hawaii before, the prices of the excursions are still cheaper than paying for it out of pocket at some of the other places. In the end, after all the discounts, here's how much I actually spent in each category. As you can see over here, the $440 cruise fee only accounted for about 30% of my total budget. 45% of my spending went to LA, which makes sense because I had to pay for car rentals, hotels, and some of the more fancy dining experiences. Plus, we spent 4 days in LA, so I think it's a reasonable amount of money that we spent. In addition to that, 11% of my spending went to Mexico, which is also expected because even though I didn't really pay for any of the specific experience, I did pay for one night of the hotel, so that alone makes sense for me. And finally, 13% of my budget went to other activities on board. So that includes things like gambling, Wi-Fi, arcade. However, I was mainly sticking to the free activities as I mainly wanted to just relax and not do anything fancy. I didn't go shopping on the cruise. I didn't do extra spas or massages on the cruise, even though those are all available options. In total, for this trip, I spent $14.79. That is about $148 per day. And if you split it into LA versus the cruise, you can see that we spent a little bit more in LA with an average of $165 versus on the cruise, which is $136. But then here's also the thing. I already mentioned that we spent 4 whole days in LA. So if you decide to just go on the cruise and leave, you can probably save a lot more money that way. So this is the breakdown of how much I spent in each category. Honestly, everything here makes sense to me. The last caveat I wanted to mention is flights. Since we don't live in LA, we have to fly from Seattle to LA to make the cruise happen. But I didn't include the flights because it all depends on where you're leaving from. And honestly, from Seattle to LA, since we're going west coast to west coast, the price is not that crazy. I think the flight was about $150 per person. I know we just crunched a lot of numbers, so I really wanted to wrap it up with one quick final question. As a first-time cruiser, did I enjoy it? Do I think it was worth it? Before I answer this question, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you think the price point of this cruise experience is reasonable? Would you go on a cruise to Mexico with a price point like this? Let me know in the comment section below. But in terms of my opinion, I never had an opportunity to go cruising before. Honestly, before this, part of the reason I never cruised before was because I'm more of an adventurous type of person. I like going to places that are like hidden gems or do outdoorsy activities. And from my past experience, I didn't really enjoy Vegas as much because I feel like it's a perfectly curated thing for tourists. So I'd say this is not something that I would typically vouch for. However, given the various special circumstance that I was very sick and somewhat burnt out, I find the cruising experience to be a really great way to actually reset my nervous system and calm down. I feel like on the cruise, I wasn't super attracted to a lot of the activities because a lot of them are catered towards families and I was still recovering from a cold, so I didn't really drink like that either. But I guess now that I've been in corporate for a couple years, I am starting to understand why people would want to go cruising 3 times a year, because when life is so stressful already, it's just such a nice way to actually calm down and not do anything on a cruise. So I definitely get it and I would go again, especially when I'm super stressed and desperately need a whole reset. But speaking of adventurous, I've also tracked my budget while going to hidden gems in the world. So if you're curious about that, this is how much I spend while traveling to Morocco. And if you're curious about a work week in my life, this is how much I spend on a normal week while working in Seattle. And if you've watched all the way until here, make sure to subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next week. Bye!